we're talking about children particularly today because parents are looking for a way to say, how do I keep the empathy going in my child? And I want to talk about empathy in the sense of that this means that you care. This means that you can connect to another person. You can relate to what they're feeling or what they're thinking or what they may be going through.
Can I slide something in here as well? Because some of the questions that have come to me about this topic are also kind of in tandem with another question, which is how do I maintain my child's intuitiveness? And empathy actually is the key. So I think for some people, when we come back to respond to them about maintaining their intuition in their child, they can be frustrated going, I didn't ask about empathy, I asked how to keep their gifts. Empathy is the key to keeping intuition going.
That's right.
So this is, if you want to consider it, your foundation.
And that's the purpose of wanting to do the show. Mm-hmm. So it builds. We're trying to give people, as you said, the foundation so that the gifts can build. Now, I had an interesting conversation with a lady yesterday where the guide said to her, gifts, everyone has these abilities. So if you're each born with them, then do we actually just continue to grow them and nurture them through life and keep using them? Or is it possible that if we're born with these abilities, which we call gifts, is it that we shut them down for a number of reasons? So I'm going to add that to the conversation. We can come back and forth into it today if it presents itself. Okay, so I've tried to be organized for everybody and actually have about 19 different points.
Holy moly. Okay.
So for the people, because we know some of our listeners have pen and paper when we do the shows, or I just realized I said pen and paper. Can I correct that to tablets? Okay, however they're doing it. But I understand that some of them are going to go, oh, this is so good. I'm going to open up an Excel spreadsheet and I'm going to put it into a chart form. I'll hit the pause button.
Yes, and don't be frustrated when they overlap.
Yes.
Because many of the points will overlap. We just try and break them up so that we can give you more and more.
Oh, and I totally know that there are going to be listeners that by the end of this show, this is going to air on the Saturday, and they're going to probably send us their chart by email, maybe Sunday night or Monday. Mm-hmm. And that's fantastic. We absolutely love when people do stuff like that and then give us permission to share it if they want to on the Patreon platform. So if that's of interest to people and they want to help out, that's cool.
Super fun too, because this show is actually airing, I believe, in and around the March break. Time here in Canada anyway. I'm sure that's not true of other countries.
Yeah.
Or actually maybe even not provinces, I'm not too sure. But if you've got some extra time coming up with your kids or time to reflect on the time you've just spent together, then this will be a great show.
Yeah. Now, I want to add a couple of cute little things in here too. I did call one of my best friends who's a retired principal and have spoken to different people about what they perceive empathy to be and how they see a lack of it in the school system. And I'll say in the school system, meaning not the teachers. I'm talking about the kids and their families.
I'd have said both.
We can say both, but I do want to be specific. I do want to address the fact that if you have no empathy in the home, if you have parents that are all about themselves and then their children show up to school and have no empathy, that the teachers have to understand or could understand that it's not being taught innately in the home. It's not, there's no role model. And that's one of the points in here is being the role model for that. So for that ability, for that intrinsic characteristic trait that we are all supposed to have. So if it's not modeled, it's actually something that we lose.
You don't give away the goods here.
Okay. But I want to bring up that I hope teachers are going to listen to this today to understand why students don't have it and how big of a role model they can be as teachers or principals and how important it is in their jobs to be those for the students.
Yeah, and you can cultivate it even when it's
Yes.
lost.
Yes.